This is awkward not having you in front of me, but I need to go over the eye. This is mainly for period 4 who didn't get this last week, so you're up on par with period 6. This is also found in chapter 18 in your book. So get out the diagram packet that we have and label away as I do it. You can pause me as needed. Don't you wish you could do that every day? Anyhow, let's get on to labeling. All right, so a lot of stuff going on in front of the eye. Let's get the parts from outside in. First, whoops, I was going to call on that, but first is the cornea, the outside transparent layer. You can't even see it unless you scratch it. That is going to refract light into the eye. It refracts light into and through. Oops, get that over there. Sorry, I moved one thing. Okay, through the aqueous humor, which is right here. The aqueous humor is this little opening right there, and that is a small opening that has fluid in it. The fluid in the eye is called a humor. Okay, the black dot that you see as a black dot, but it really is the doorway, is the pupil. And the lens is right behind the pupil. Now, controlling how much of the black dot you see is the iris. Okay, so when you see the colored portion of your eye, which is what the iris is, when you see it large and the black dot small, that means it's shielding the amount of light that can get in. All right, so in high light situations, the pupil is going to appear to be small and the iris big. In low light, the pupil will dilate, get larger, and the iris will shrink. So it is the iris that actually moves, not the pupil. All right, as you can see right here below, we start to get to some other areas of the eye. The whites of your eye is called the sclera, a purely protective portion. We move back over here, so the sclera is continuous and goes back and goes back. Here you have an area, 2 more layers here. The first area, not the fovea. The first area here is called the choroid layer, and we'll talk more about this layer in just a second, called the retina. Okay, a densely packed set of cells here, the fovea, and the vitreous humor, another compartment that has a lot of fluid in it, comparatively speaking. So 2 humors, 2 fluid filled, kind of keeps the eye open. And of course, taking the impulse to the brain itself is the optic nerve right there, the optic nerve, 2 optic nerves per. So if you're looking at that there, we'll run through the functions for you. So the outer layer is called the sclera, the white of your eye, fibrous, except for the cornea, so it's continuous, and then the cornea takes over there. So it's there for protect and support the eye. The cornea is actually the window of the eye. Okay, the middle pigment here is darkly pigmented choroid, and you can see the blue and the red in the picture because there's 2 numerous blood vessels there. Toward the front of the eye, the choroid dissolves into the iris. The iris is, in fact, the muscle attached to the muscle that regulates how much pupil you see. The pupil is the door. Okay, so really is the center that which light passes through. So we go back to light passes through, goes through the lens, and the lens focuses the light onto, through the vitreous humor, and onto the retina. Now, the retina contains the nerve cells, the sensory nerve cells. And the sensory nerve cells on the retina, as you'll get with the notes, are in the form of 2 cells. Makes black and white vision possible. There's a set of cells widely arranged on there called the rod cells, and makes color vision possible, the cone cells. And the fovea makes very good resolved or acute vision possible. The optic nerve, so you notice the retina here in kind of yellow is continuous with the optic nerve. Light is focused onto the retina. The impulse is generated, which goes to the brain. Brain translates what you are seeing and sends it back to your eye, but the brain actually sees for you. So the function of the lens, again, assisted by the cornea and the humors, focuses, same thing, focuses onto the retina. All right, you can find the notes, please get them, put them, you can do this directly into your Cornells these days.